Y'all, this getting crazier and crazier. Oh my God, y'all. How the did Black Americans end up joining an organization and we don't even know that we joined it? If y'all knew we joined it, please get in my comments and tell me that you knew we joined this. So now the streets is going crazy, y'all, because apparently the African Union, right? The AU has added a sixth region, and the sixth region is us. And we don't know about this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Let me show y'all the receipts. This is crazy. Let me show y'all the receipts. Okay, y'all. So, AU 6th Region USA Foundation. One voice, one people, one Africa. African Union 6th Region Global. What the is this? African Union 6th Region Global promotes, and it tells you all the different things it promotes. Okay. No more lies. The road to justable reparation. How the and what the is people doing? Exactly. We serve the global community of African diaspora. How the hell you serving people that don't know who the you are? The African Union 6th Region Global is an organization dedicated to representing and advocating for the African diaspora worldwide as an extension of the African Union. We serve as the 6th region, uniting people of African descent living outside the African continent and friends of Africa. The AU6RG works towards fostering collaboration, economic development, and cultural exchange among people of African descent globally, while also advocating for their rights and representation within the broader African Union framework. I don't know who the people are, because the diaspora is up in government voting against that helps Black Americans. We strive to strengthen bonds among friends of Africa, people of African descent, and contribute to the advancement of the African continent and its diaspora. Y'all finna get us into that we don't want to be in, because them friends of Africa is them countries that's over there colonizing them right now. Learn more about our mission, initiatives, and how you can get involved in building a stronger, more connected global African community. These people are also collecting donations, y'all. This thing now started in Ontario, motherfucking Canada. We ain't even there. We don't live there. African Unity, 6th Region, USA. Then they tell us all the other people, I guess, that's involved in it. Okay, and then it tells you about the little member states and regions that it is broke up into different regions. Up here and divided us like the Europeans divided Africa, y'all. What the And this started in 2000. What? I don't know. And this is what it says. The goal of each region and state: to mobilize people of African descent in their organization to be a part of the umbrella African Diaspora Initiative Network, AU 6th Region USA, work with and implement the AU 6th Region USA programs of action and commissions, promote Africa in a positive light to undo the negative narrative about Africa, which is negatively impacting trade, investment, and tourism. They out here using us. Mobilize African diaspora and to create an extensive and professional African database according to commission sectors: education, healthcare, agriculture, tourism, finance, and IT infrastructure and energy. Mobilization plan and action based on the declaration. They got our whole damn thing. They use words like Declaration of Independence, Constitution, all kinds of mobilization in support of all business professionals, all business chamber of commerce, entrepreneurs, organizations, and non-governmental agent organizations, NGOs within the diaspora. They want access to all our. To achieve this goal, we intend to conduct various meetings in regions across the African diaspora in the United States based on the Diaspora Declaration's guidelines in the realms of African Diaspora 6th Region. The AU 6R USA is committed to promoting and sustaining linkages with the African diaspora in trade and investment, science and technology, information communication technology, ICT, travel and tourism, communication and transportation, energy and cultural industries. We will continue to design and develop platforms for educators, professionals, and scholars from Africa and the diaspora to enhance our developmental agenda. Okay. Now this here is in Georgia. So Stone Mountain, Georgia, where y'all at? Because I need to know what y'all know about this here. The amendments to the Constitutive Act of the African Union Protocol, in which is Article 3, the African Union invites and encourages the full participation of the African diaspora as an essential part of the African continent in the building of the African we want, guides the AU6 region USA. Who want? What African who want? Who want this? The AU6 region USA was officially registered in line with the African Union Amended Constitutive Act, Article 3, and guided by the African Union Call and Protocol as African Diaspora Initiative Foundation to assist in the mobilization and unification of the African diaspora and its networks in America and the reconnection to the motherland. What the hell? Here's the lady who's in charge of this, and I guess that registered America in this, and she ain't even Black American. Okay. H.E. Dr. Queen Blessings, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Chief Executive Facilitator, Africa Diaspora Initiative Network in America. Okay, we don't know who this lady is. Who know this lady? Please come forward. And then here's the dude who set the whole up, and he's in Canada. Like, who are these people? To galvanize, mobilize, structure, and empower the people of African descent in America and reconnect them to the motherland. One voice, one people, one Africa. Ain't that what the Essence Festival folk was talking about? Ain't this what they said too? The AU called, we answered. African Union, the call from African Union. Okay. Pause this and read all of this here. Okay. They're basically trying to unite the continent. I think this is bull. A scam, and the reason why I think it's a scam, it says the OAU ceased to exist in 2001, 2022, and then they rebirthed like 2012. Ain't no way y'all is uniting all of Africa to have 54 states of Africa. That's not gonna happen. But they're leading people to believe that this been plotting for a long time. Well, I tell you what y'all think? This is wild. How we joined some ain't know we joined. Them Africans been over here, y'all, using us to get into all this and set up all this, and we don't even know nothing about it. It's gonna happen. It says 53 member states have joined. Morocco has not joined. Established to represent African countries' joint interests and eventually create a union of the African states, which will be a single country of Africa to replace the current 54 countries. On paper, the AU has laid out a roadmap for the creation of a real Pan-African unification. Anytime I see something like that, I know they scamming. In another video, I showed y'all this, the African Diaspora Council Act, and this was presented to Congress by a representative out in California. This was presented January 28, 2025. They got that popping off, and it all links back to this, answering the call. See how the other one said answering the call? This says answering the call. Diaspora Initiative looks to tap into $1.7 trillion of African American, which we know is Black American purse. It's all linking together, y'all. It's all linking together. These motherfuckers.
The African Union, right, has this sting 2025 year of reparations. I'm gonna click on it. Now, mind you, keep in mind, we counted about 70, 80 billion the other night. 2025 year reparations. Let's read this. This is Africa. AU theme of the year 2025, theme Justice for Africans and People of African Descent through Reparations. The African Union has designated 2025 as a year of justice for Africans and people of African descent through reparations. This initiative underscores the AU's commitment to addressing historic injustices, including the transatlantic slave trade, colonialism, apartheid, and genocide. It builds on decades of advocacy, collaboration, aiming to foster unity and establish mechanisms of reparatory justice on a global scale. And I'm like, wow, they didn't go wait a minute, because that's not you, that's not your story, right? Y'all said that was the Negroes in America who was on the boats, right? But then guys, then I just kept meddling through this website. I saw so much, including the fact that Africa, unbeknownst to us, please share this live, guys. And look what comes up. Africa made us their 6th region. Did you know that? Africa made the Negroes in America, the darkies, the black people, the black Americans, their 6th region. They made us a state within their diaspora. So they have a state outside of Africa, and it includes us. Who the f gonna do that? I have no clue. Why I'm just not finding this out. I don't know why all these African diaspora channels ain't never pointed this out. I have no clue. Please click like in here. Please share the video, because this is wild. They were able to bring us inside of their group. Because mind you, this African Union has been around since 1963. And they have never been able to get this amount of money in this period of time, right? And their whole thing was, African Union, let's go back. They're trying to change how the world sees them, right? And so then some smart nigga over in Africa said, this is how we can change it. Let's bring the black Americans in and make them our sixth region. I was looking for let me go to their, which page is this about? Is who we are. African states. If they have 55 states, then we're the 56th or something crazy like that. No, I'm looking for the part. It's a part on here where they're explaining how they don't want the world to view them as people who are not capable of doing business, people who are not capable of trade, people who don't have enough money going into their bank accounts. They explain all of this on their site, right? And then you go into the part of the site where they made us the 6th region. One people, one voice, one Africa, diaspora of African descent in America, people of African descent in America. And this is how they have, look at this. Our mission is to galvanize, mobilize, structure, and empower the people of African descent in America, as well as reconnecting them to the motherland. One voice, one people, one Africa. The African Union has invited the African diaspora to bring voting members of the AU to that together African people who can move together towards the unification of the African continent into a reality called the Union of African States, or United States of Africa, in the near future. But this is supposed to be us, right? They took our whole identity, is what I'm telling y'all. They took our whole identity, using it for their benefit. Look at this, man. Look at this. Look at this. Who told them to do this? Who gave them permission to do this? Who the f gave them permission to do this? What? Yeah, this is wild. This is crazy. This is so crazy, bro. I swear. This I said, let me go live. I was even gonna go live today. I said, let me get somebody else eyes on this. This was not on my bingo card. This was not on my bingo card. These orange-eyed put us in it. Use us for marketing. And then start brokering deals all over the place. We don't even know we involved in this at all. We don't even know. Like, we're involved in their whole like this website. How they're explaining how they want to be the leaders in culture and all of that. And then they're sitting here. Let me show y'all.
All right, so these were the 2 videos that I told you guys directly about, and that was again about the African Union. Again, I'm just trying to figure out for any black Americans directly out there. I don't care what any immigrants are going to have to, sit up there and say any of the Africans or whatnot, whatever, because again, y'all people are the ones that pretty much did this. I, as a black American here in the United States, I never voted. I never received an email. I've never even seen a commercial or anything about any of this. This is something that for me literally just fell out the sky, fell directly out of the blue. And I'm pretty sure it's like that for a lot of other black Americans here. You got people here that are supposed to represent us, but we don't know who these people are. I don't know any of those people. And how is it possible that, we got, talks of, reparations for both sides and all this other type of stuff, and people being able to gather money while having us grouped in directly with them? And again, no black Americans have been notified about this. Again, I don't know nothing about this. Nothing. And like I said, this is why delineation is happening. This is why black Americans have a problem with so many other people out there, because while you guys want to come up here and bicker, y'all want to pull up to this comment section and say this, that, and the third about black Americans, try to defend yourselves, y'all out here sitting up there doing stuff like this, being underhanded. You got articles directly out here stating how it is that you want to tap in or try to get directly into the trillions of dollars that black Americans have sitting just there, so that y'all can, do things over there in Africa and all this other. Y'all got all of those people over there. You mean to tell me that y'all don't got untapped potential? Y'all got untapped mineral resources on your own land at this moment in time. Like I always hear a lot of Africans always talking about, say, oh, we got minerals and we got resources, we got land, we got culture, we got this, y'all got all of that, but yet y'all so separate. Y'all got all of that, but yet y'all so tribalistic. Y'all got all of that, but y'all have so many civil wars. Y'all got all of that, but y'all got so much corruption politically. And everybody looks just like you. But yet the corruption is still there. The thievery is still there. The poverty is still there. The lack of not having something is still there. The suffering is still there. But yet you guys want to get on a high horse. Y'all want to grandstand. Y'all want to get on the soapbox, and y'all want to try to point y'all fingers, just getting over here. Y'all want to point y'all fingers along with y'all kids at black Americans and try to say what it is that we're doing and not doing, how it is that it should be done. Y'all want to sit up there and say, oh, let us Africans sit up there and show you, since you black Americans don't know how to take advantage of opportunities and this, that, and the third, and all this other. Y'all want to talk about all of this wealth that y'all are able to make in the United States. Y'all want to showboat about that. Y'all want to talk about the stats, but showboat and talk about those stats back home. Why is it that you're not able to be as successful as you are here back home? Why can't you be as successful as you are here back with your own people under your own government? Seems a little bit interesting. Just imagine if a black American went over to Africa and he started showboating, talking about what him and 20 other black Americans were able to do, and why you guys can't sit up there and do it. You know how disrespectful that would be. You know how it is that you guys would be so enraged. How it is that you guys would feel that you are being disrespected on a multitude of ways and levels, and how you guys would be plotting to show him something or show them something. Y'all would. I know y'all would, because I done seen videos of what it is that y'all do to your own people there back home. The videos that y'all don't want to talk about. The things that be on the dark web that you might not be able to see on X. Crazy work that y'all be doing out there. Not even just that, but even just the police. Like I said, y'all over there getting attacked by every single angle known to man. And y'all think that y'all free enough over here to start voicing your concerns and trying to pick apart a whole nother group of people that got their own fight here. Like I said, it's real easy to try to point your fingers and to try to do a whole bunch of stuff when you're the new kids on the block, where you got a clean slate, ain't nothing sitting up there happening. Like I said, for Africans that just got here, y'all don't got no history here. So it's real easy for y'all to, tap into stuff, to do a lot of things. Like I said, just like with the Cubans. When the Cubans came over, the CIA, the government was literally backing them, giving them all types of assistance. They didn't have to deal with the separation that black Americans had to deal with historically, dealing with the United States when we had to be segregated, dealing with the Jim Crow laws, dealing with the vagrancy laws, dealing with the color codes and all the other types of things that they had. Right? They had to deal with none of that. And those were the exact same group that were amongst black people that felt that they were better than because they were white appearing. Shout out to, Fat Joe, and shout out to Mr. Worldwide, aka Pitbull, and many others directly out there. It's crazy how that works. And it's crazy how that same exact thing seemingly is working with Africans. But while you guys are trying to, it's almost like, what the funniest thing is, it's almost like looking back at Black Panther and how the Wakandans were coming to a world meeting forum with the nations, or just at least a few of them. And they were talking about, working on potentially sharing vibranium and trying to, hand out an olive branch. And just before they can get the word out that this is what it is that they were going to do, you had the people at the UN double crossing the Wakandans and opting, instead of trying to be friends, they were going to try to take it by force. And many of those nations were the ones behind those trying to go into Wakanda and steal what it is that they wanted to steal for profit. Because they're like, well, if it's not fair that only you guys can sit up there and have it, we all should be sharing within this wondrous material and this technology. It shouldn't just be for you to sit up there and have. That's not fair. Huh? It's very interesting. It's interesting how that works with the European mindset. And it seems as though that Africans have that exact same European mindset. Instead of you trying to actually formulate a partnership and a bond, right, a bridge with Black Americans, you guys want to be underhanded, and you guys want to formulate your own plan, of which we weren't notified of which we don't know nothing about. Y'all didn't come over here and decide to have a whole bunch of forums going state to state, going to all 50 states or wherever the main majority of Black Americans are. Y'all didn't decide to sit up there and do that and have those giant forums and invite us there and to get our opinions. You didn't decide to have a conversation with some of our greatest Black American thinkers. Y'all didn't opt to do none of that. Y'all got 3 to 4 different routes that y'all could have sat up there and went. You opted not to do any of those at all, but you decided to create your own. You decided to fill those roles directly in with people, again, of which we don't know about. But yet they're there to represent us. They're there to, I guess, speak on our behalf and all this other type of, like I said, it's 1,000% craziness. And y'all wonder why it is that Black Americans feel a certain type of way about y'all. This is why, because y'all thieves. The same exact way that you sold your people out is the exact same way that you're trying to rob your people again. Right? Isn't that what we are? You said that we're your people. You said that we are of you. Right? So y'all sold us. And then when it is that it was proven that it's cool that y'all sold us, we don't basically need y'all. We can be apart from and cut a little bit of something for ourselves and make it our own. Y'all were like, man, that's crazy. We thought y'all were going to perish. We thought, just whatever was going to happen. So because we're profitable now, you're like, we're going to try to get our property back one way or another. And y'all going to sit up there and steal. Just like y'all stole a lot of Africans from their villages and their towns and their cities and rounded them up and sold them. You're doing the exact same thievery again. But y'all just doing it in suits and ties. Wow, that's crazy. That's diabolical. But anyways, for anybody else, let me know what y'all think about this video and what y'all were able to learn in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.